Blue Review's finally back, but unfortunately Chelsea aren't yet. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel today. My name is the Crimson Wolf, and welcome back to the Blue Review for our game versus Crystal Palace in the Premier League. And, yeah, for about 70 minutes we were on top of the game, and then we had one really bad mistake, and it cost us 2 points. So, yeah, it's not great. I'll move swiftly into the cards. If you're new around here and don't know what is going on, basically, I go through 8 points from the game, Lampard's famous 8, as I like to call it, and give them all a card based on whether it was a good, mid, or bad performance, those of course being blue, yellow, or red, and of course, the man of the match for the game gets the all-fabled gold card. So we will start, as usual, with the red cards, and it's going to be a red card for Nicholas Jackson. It is getting unbelievably concerning how profligate Jackson's been. It is now 1 goal in his last 6 games. That is getting ridiculous. Whatever's going on with him, he needs to sort himself out, because outside of Palmer, he is the only one that consistently scores goals for us. There are players that chip in with goals here and there. I know Noni can get a few, Christo can get a few when his head's in the right place. Sancho's capable, as is Neto, as is Enzo. And then you get the occasional wonder goal from a Caicedo, or from one of our fullbacks, or a centre-back, even rarer than that. If Palmer is not being clinical, we need Jackson to be, and he was anything but clinical in this game. I think there were just so many instances when he should be putting the ball in the back of the net, so many instances when he made the wrong decision, like the one where he tries to Trivela the ball and just ends up going, and when he should have gone with his left foot, and quite an inverse when one time he did go with his left foot and then ended up curling past the post when he probably could have put his right foot through it and it might have gone in. It's getting very concerning how much Jackson is failing to hit the back of the net at the minute. So he really needs to sort himself out. We've been saying for months that we need a new striker. Challenge Jackson, a different profile than him. Someone that's actually able to dominate the box. Someone like an Osimhen or a Samu or a Duran. And if he's not careful, it won't just be someone that will give him competition. It's going to be someone that's going to replace him. So he really needs to find his shooting boots again, because he's been really good for most of the season. It's just in this recent run of games, his only goal in the past 6 games has been against Brentford. Thankfully, the one I was there to see, so very happy about that. But he really needs to find his shooting boots again. The second red card is going to Malo Gusto, and this is pretty much just going to emulate what I said in the tier list video from yesterday. Malo Gusto has been terrible all season, and this was no different, really. And this one, I don't even have the excuse that he doesn't suit the inverted system, because we weren't playing the inverted system. We were playing conventional fullbacks. You had the back two, and you had your wing-backs bombing up and down the pitch, or your fullbacks, I should say, Cucurella and Gusto. Gusto has no excuse in this game. He has no excuse for why he was bad, because he was actually playing as a right-back. And yet, he was making stupid passes. He very much is one of the people involved for the fault of that goal. Not the key man in fault. We're going to talk about them in a second. It wasn't a good game from Gusto. He's been terrible all season. And genuinely, I cannot wait until we have Reece James back in this team. Because, my God, we need him. Because Gusto is just not doing well at the minute. I think it is very much worth probably playing Tosin with Josh Chempong at right back. We're going to talk about Josh as well in this game, because I thought he did play well. And when Reece James isn't fit, genuinely, Josh Chempong has to be the second choice right back. I know he played centre back and played centre back well for this game, but at the minute, because Gusto is playing badly, we seriously need to be playing him, or even better, when Romeo Lavia comes back, we do the whole Caicedo inverting from right back shtick, because that worked brilliantly. Do that again, because then that gets all 3 of our brilliant midfielders on the pitch at the same time. It allows us to play a reasonably worked back line, and it means Malo Gusto doesn't have to have any more terrible performances on the pitch. Moving into the yellow cards, we're going to bring this into a possibly controversial moment, but it's going to be for Cole Palmer. Now, yes, Cole Palmer scored the goal in this game, and largely, I don't think Cole Palmer had a bad game. I'm not saying he did have a bad game. He had a bad moment. a really bad moment. He gets caught on the ball in the midfield, which ends up with us conceding possession. It's a ball that plays up to Eberechi Eze, who squares it to Jean-Philippe Mateta for Palace to get the equaliser. Now, if it's not for that big mistake, if it's not him that doesn't make that big mistake, or if that big mistake just doesn't happen in general, Palmer's probably man of the match. But that big mistake let him down and let us down so much. And it's even worse the fact that it's our best player. You don't expect Palmer to be the one that gives that away. If someone like Levi or Josh had done that, I would have been like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Levi's not been in great form and Josh is young and inexperienced. So if that had happened, but you don't expect it from Palmer, and it makes it all the worse, really. By his standards, he should not be doing that. And it just makes it so infuriating by the fact that it is him that's made that mistake. Because he's the one that got us in front in this game, and he's also the reason that we're now level. We can't be allowing that. We can't have our best player, the man who's supposed to be getting us out of these games, putting us in these situations. Yes, I think Palmer had a good game, but that one key moment cost us 2 points. So it has to be a yellow. Moving into the blue cards, I'm going to start by talking about 2 players. I'm going to mention them together, and that's for the defensive partnership of Levi Colwill and Josh Acheampong. This is the Levi Colwill that we all know and love. This is the classy ball-playing centre-back that will put his body on the line whenever he has to. This is the Levi Colwill that we have been missing. And it is no surprise, to me at least, that it finally comes out when he's not playing with someone like Tosin, who is too similar to Levi, which forces him to change his skill set and the way he plays. It is zero surprise to me that that is the case. I've been saying since the Liverpool game that Tosin and Levi cannot play together because they are a clash of styles. You need contrasting styles in a defence. You need a sweeper and an aggressor. Tosin and Levi stylistically are both sweepers, so they do not work. Now, Maresca's tried to counter that by having Tosin be the sweeper and Levi be the aggressor, and changing the way Levi plays, but that doesn't work. What makes Levi so good is the fact that he is the sweeper. That's what we saw in this game. He was the sweeper, he was the last man back, he was the one playing the balls into the midfield. That's the Levi Colwill that we need. And we saw that in this game. And on top of that, he made some brilliant challenges. There was one quite close to the end of the game where he denied Mateta. Like, that was so good, and Levi's been doing that so well this season, and it backs up what I said in the tier list video. He is our best centre-back, and when you put him in the right system, he becomes one of the best centre-backs in the league. While I do think Levi did really well today, understandably and probably rightfully, the headlines will go to Josh Acheampong. He obviously made his full Premier League debut, starting for the first time in the Premier League in this game, and he didn't look out of place at all. He kept hold of Mateta most of the game, and he had very few bad moments. There was like one bad pass and the miss from the corner, which I'm not really going to fault him for. Corners can go anyway, you never know really. But he didn't look out of place. He was doing that advanced into midfield, the progressive centre-back, the aggressive, tight to the striker kind of defender role, and he looked really good at it. And you could see just his frame helped him so much because of how powerful he is, and up against someone like Mateta, who is a very powerful striker. And he didn't look out of place at all. He didn't look like Mateta was getting the better of him. He looked so comfortable. He never looked like Mateta was going to beat him at any point. He just looked so calm and collected on the ball, and that's something that we've been missing. Ever since we lost Wes Fofana and Badiashile, we haven't had that kind of defender that's been comfortable progressing the ball into the midfield by like carrying the ball. We haven't seen the ability to be able to tightly mark the striker. Like, if we had Josh Acheampong that game versus Ipswich, Liam Delap is not getting anywhere near the amount of fun, because instead of running at our centre-backs, he's having to just jockey basically versus Josh Acheampong because he's so tight to him that he wouldn't have any chance to actually run. That is what we needed in that game, but instead we had useless Dizazi and Tosin, who looked like he was scared shitless. So I am so happy that Maresca decided to make the brave and evidently brilliant decision to actually play Josh. The next player getting a blue card is going to be Enzo Fernandez, and Enzo Fernandez has been our best player in these past couple games. Even when we've been playing badly, I think he has been our best player, and once again he showed why he is such a good player in this game. Pretty much all of our attacking quality in this game went through Enzo Fernandez. He is the one that is as I've said, the linchpin of our attack. He is the one that makes our attacks as dangerous as they are, because his ability to pick a pass to one of the players in front of him, whether that's Jackson, whether that's Neto, Sancho, Palmer, whoever, and execute it to nigh perfection is very, very uncommon among midfielders today. It's unbelievable, and it is so good that Enzo Fernandez can do this. He is 100% our best attacking midfielder, and when I say that, I mean attack-minded midfielder, I should say. Nobody else in this team is better than him at it, and to boot, he has an astonishingly good power shot on him when he wants to, so that's really good to see. Unfortunately, didn't get to see that in this game, but he was having a couple shots. He had a few decent shots in this game. Maybe it could have resulted in a goal on another day, but we got unlucky in this game, I suppose. Yeah, Enzo 100% was good in this game, as was his midfield partner, Moises Caicedo. And once again, Caicedo just proven that he is a step above every midfielder in the Premier League. He had an absolute class performance, and we're just used to this from Caicedo now, aren't we? He just puts in a consistent 7 out of 10 every single week. He is just so good on the ball, and he covers so much ground. It's unbelievable. To paraphrase the quote, 30% of the world is covered by water, the rest is covered by Caicedo. And so that's he has just been so good this season. He is 100% the best midfielder in the Premier League right now. He has just been so good. And yeah, he shows no signs of stopping now. And as I said with Enzo, even in these past couple of games, Caicedo has been really good for us. He hasn't had as much to do specifically in the last 2 games, but I think today he had quite a bit to do because their midfield's quite powerful with Lerma and Doucouré, and I thought he did really well today, Caicedo. However, the man I'm going to give the Man of the Match award to is the man who got the assist for our goal, and honestly put in probably his most well-rounded performance in a Chelsea shirt, and that's Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho was unbelievable in this game. First, the build-up to the goal, the dummy to just completely deceive his marker and make it up to the pitch and get the assist for Cole Palmer is absolutely just genius. And when you watch it back, it is just really bloody good to watch. Sancho is just really good at that kind of stuff. He's a very intelligent player. I think that does go underrated. Yes, he's incredibly talented, but I think he's a very intelligent player, and he showed that in that moment. But what I really want to talk about with Sancho in this game was his work rate, and it was absolutely stellar. We were hearing all kind of stories coming out of the Man United fans, just saying like he's lazy, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, he doesn't track back. I don't know what game they were watching, but Sancho was playing like as a left back at certain points. Like, Jesus Christ, he was covering Cucurella so much. He made so many defensive challenges. He had like one bad moment, which was getting caught on the edge of the box, which thankfully didn't result in a goal, so he gets away with it. His build-up play along the left side was absolutely brilliant. The assist for Cole Palmer's goal was absolutely spectacular, and I think his work rate was just absolutely terrific. And this is what we like to see from Jadon Sancho. He is this technical and very intelligent winger that can get assists for all the players in the box. But he's also someone that is willing to put in the miles, is willing to put in the effort to make sure that we don't concede, especially when we are playing with conventional fullbacks. That means Cucurella is pushing up the pitch. So he is ending up covering back there to make sure that we don't get caught out in that area. And considering how Daniel Munoz was one of the most dangerous players for Palace in this game, that was something we sorely needed, and I'm so happy that Sancho was able to apply that kind of effort to this game that made sure that we kept it at 1-0 for as long as we did. So, hats off to Jadon Sancho. I wouldn't say it's his best performance in the Chelsea shirt. I think there are probably a few that I would say are better. Probably the Bournemouth game being the prime example, his debut. But I think this is probably his most well-rounded performance. So, 100%, I'm going to give the gold card to Jadon Sancho in this one. And yeah, hopefully we continue to see more out of Jadon Sancho. This was just a really frustrating game, to be honest. It's just the lack of clinical nature from our players, from Palmer, from Jackson, from Neto, to be honest, as well. I think it was just really annoying to watch. And we get caught out from one stupid mistake and we end up conceding, and that costs us 2 points in the game. Just a really frustrating game. We should have won this, and we should have won this by a very heavy margin, and it's really annoying that we didn't. So, yeah, it is just, it's a very annoying game, but we go again. We've got our FA Cup tie, which hopefully, and I pray to God, will do us the world of good by having us be actually able to play some of the rotation squad, which will give a lot of the first team players a rest. I know Enzo, Caicedo, and Levi and Palmer are probably absolutely wasted right now because they've played like 5-6 full 90s on the trot now. So they're probably absolutely knackered, so they can take a break. The B team's got this one, and it's Morecambe, so we should absolutely steamroll them. I've said that a couple times this season, and I've been wrong, but still. And then it's on to Bournemouth at home at the weekend. So with that being said, I'm going to end this episode of the Blue Review here. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all very much enjoyed. Please do not forget to leave your thoughts on this game in the comments down below. I would very much appreciate it. And yeah, Blue Review has finally returned. I know it's been quite a long hiatus, as has the Chelsea Countdown. I will try to get some of that up. However, the countdowns I tend to prioritise less than the Blue Reviews. I tend to prioritise them more, because I think they're better to voice thoughts post-game than pre-game. So if I don't end up doing a countdown, I usually end up doing a Blue Review, so that'll usually be the way. It'll probably be the case for the Morecambe game, because I am just about to get back into college. My winter break is sadly coming to an end, as much as I hate to admit it. So, unfortunately, I think the countdowns will probably become a little bit less of a priority. Blue Reviews I will try to do when and if I get the opportunity, because as I say, I do prioritize those a lot more. But we will see what happens. I've got a couple other videos that I want to bring up, a couple more Let's Talk Chelsea's coming up, so look out for those. And yeah, so I will sign off here by saying my name is the Crimson Wolf. I am the reddest Chelsea fan on the internet, and you have all been amazing. And I'll see you in the next one. Good luck with it.